we're going to be talking about Derren Brown. For those of you that don't know, Derren is a illusionist and magician using psychology and has been performing for over 20 years with various TV shows and theatre shows up and down across the country and the world, really. Now, this interaction came about when my wife bought me tickets to see Derren at a local theatre for my birthday. And then as it was leading up to the show, I thought, right, I'd be a little bit cheeky and I'll write off to his PR agent and ask if we could have an interview. Got an email back and it said, thanks for your email. Derren is quite a simple man, so he doesn't really do interviews, but I will check. So I thought, okay, that's a little bit strange. Like, I'm writing off to ask for an interview. I don't even know who you are. And already you want to tell me that your client's quite a simple person. Now, I don't know if I took it the wrong way, but that's how it read back to me. But anyway, I thought, okay, fair enough, and I'll leave it at that. But about 3 or 4 days later, I got another email saying Derren's agreed to the interview and details of how I was going to go and meet him backstage after the show. So I replied saying, oh, that's brilliant. Thank you. Just to let you know, we've got a YouTube channel as well. Will it be okay to film the interview? And the email I got back from the PR agent was, nope, audio only. So I thought, okay, fair enough. At least he's given us the time for an interview. So it got to showday and I'm packing up the voice recorder. And I looked at my wife and I said, I might be a little bit cheeky here. Bring the extra phone and the stand just in case. I'm going to ask if we can film it. So we'll go along, take our equipment and stuff. As we're going for the show, we're in the lobby and members of Derren's team came up and was like, look, Derren needs pictures of males for a segment in the show. Would you mind taking a picture? And I said, no, of course not. So they took me outside, took the photograph and stuff like that. And we go into the auditorium. We're about 2 rows from the stage. Derren's come out. Threw out his frisbee, said I need a lady. A lady catches the frisbee, she comes up on stage and he then proceeds to show her the 50 photographs. And he was like, right, this is photographs of 50 random male members of the audience. Flicked through them all. He had a camera over his shoulder so we could see it all on the screen to show all the photos of different and stuff. Said, right, I'm going to blindfold myself. And he put on a blindfold and then wrapped his head in a bandage. I was like, right, take a photograph and put it in your pocket. So the lady puts it in her pocket. He's like, right, all the males that posed for a picture, please stand up. So everyone stands up and then he's doing some stuff, questions and pointing, all blindfolded. And he's like, right, everyone say yes as I move my hand round. So we all had to say yes. And he's like, right, you sit down, this row sit down and all that. And by the end of it, he managed to get to the picture that the lady had in her pocket. So anyway, the show carries on for another 2 hours, like amazing tricks and mind reading and everything you've seen on TV really was in the show. It gets to the end and then it's time for us to go backstage and meet Derren. So we go round to the stage door, speak to someone, give our details and all that stuff, and they lead us down to Derren's dressing room. Derren went in the dressing room at the times. They said he'd be along in a minute. So anyway, we're sitting there getting ready and stuff, and then a knock on the door happens and Derren walks in and I go up to stand up to shake his hand, and as I introduced myself, he just looked at me, he just went, are you the person, one of the people from the 50 photographs at the beginning of the show? And that just blew my mind, because I'm sitting there thinking, you've just done a 2-hour show, we've never met, I've never met your PR agent, we've only corresponded by emails, and you were able to remember my face from a group of 50 photographs. That just totally blew my mind, and we hadn't even started the interview. So anyway, we sit down, I explain who we were and what we're doing and stuff, and then I said, look, is there any possibility I could film this interview as we've got a YouTube channel? And he went, yeah, no problem. And I went, okay, it's just that your PR guy said it was audio only. And he was like, yeah, don't worry about him, let's carry on. So we started the interview and to be honest, this is the only time I've ever been starstruck, because I've just been a big, huge fan of Derren throughout his career. I've watched him on all his TV shows. I've been to a couple of stage shows. I've read his book, and you can see in the interview my legs are a little bit shaky, the paper's wobbling while I'm talking to him, and it was just such a brilliant interview. He answered every question. We had a little bit of banter, back and forth jokes, and it was just an amazing experience. And I'm sitting there in my head thinking, like, what the hell am I doing? You know, that imposter syndrome. It was just like, I'm sitting here interviewing Derren Brown. And we got to the end of the interview and all that stuff. And I said, look, that was brilliant, thank you so much, and all that stuff. And he went, look, guys, to be honest, I really thought you was coming tonight, and it's such a shame because we're going to sit here and speak for hours, but I've really got to eat and sleep before the next show. I was like, Derren, like, you've been fantastic, don't worry about it, thank you so much. And he said bye to us, posed for a picture of us, and we went on our way. So now I'm going to rate my experience meeting Derren, and the only score I can give it is 10 out of 10. They say do not meet your heroes, but he was more than I ever expected. He went above and beyond. He just literally done a show. He then sat there and he spent a good 35, 40 minutes with us. He only gets a 3-hour break between the two shows, and the fact that he took that time with us as well, and then obviously had to get ready for the evening performance. It was just an amazing. So Derren, thank you very much. Thanks for the interview. And it's going to be one of the highlights I hold dear to me for the rest of my life.